conversation in front of a live studio audience. Does anybody do that anymore? To say, like, because we used to go in front of a live studio audience, and that was.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Did you ever go out to like Burbank or in Hollywood and go be on like the Bob Hope show or the whatever variety show that has a live audience?
Yeah, I did. I was actually a contestant on a game show.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What game show was it?
Wheel of Fortune.
Wheel of Fortune. Yeah.
Yeah.
How
It's
much
still
fun?
going on. Yeah, it was a blast. I loved it. I won one round. I was when I tried out for it, when I interviewed for it, not interview, you try out for it.
Yeah.
I was 6 days postpartum.
Wow.
And that was the only day I had available that they had available.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of standing there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
About 12 hours.
Yeah. That it sounds like fun to be on it, but the tryout part that you just mentioned doesn't sound like that much fun.
Yeah. Actually, it really was, because you do puzzles. They start with a huge chunk of people, like 500 people, and you get this really super easy puzzle, like fill in the vowels, right?
Yeah.
And then whoever gets it done fastest, they move on to the next round. They cut out 80% of the people.
Yeah.
Move on, and they keep giving you harder and harder puzzles, and they keep moving you up until they have their last 10 people, I think. I can't really remember, but they winnow you down. It gets scary.
Okay.
Yeah, it's fun.
Well, cool. Very cool. Well, people are starting to jump in and join us live, like Roxanne. Hi, Roxanne. Good to see you.
Roxanne.
Yeah. I don't think I need to make an introduction of you, Liz, for Roxanne, but I do want to tell everybody that joins, we've got Liz Trotter on tonight. And Liz, you've been in business for a good long while, a little over 30 years. You've owned 5-6 cleaning companies. Right now, you still own a cleaning company that, and I'm not even sure where it's located, but American Made Services, is that right?
Yeah, American Made Services in Olympia, Washington.
In Olympia. Okay. Yeah. And you're completely removed from day to day. I mean, you could be as involved as you want, but it runs without you.
I'm only a partial owner now because I was so out of it that I'm like, I don't really need, let's see, how do we pass this on? And hey, Julie.
Yeah. Roxanne and Julian are Julian. How do I say that?
She usually goes just by Julie. J-U-L-I.
Okay, Julie. Go. You're way ahead, because I was going to put this on the screen. It says, hey, jump in and say hi in the comments. And you already did. So as you join, jump in and say hi in the comments so we know who's here.
Let me go find those comments. Oh, there they are. Hey, y'all.
There we go. Cool. And then you have Core Profit Builders. You're a coach for cleaning companies.
Yep.
And you probably have 40 other things. I know you and your husband have a real estate portfolio of 80 units or more.
Yeah, right now, gosh, I don't know how many we have, but probably in the 80s. Yeah. Right now. I also have a sales training company. And what else do I have? I can't remember. Isn't that embarrassing? I have a few.
Probably what it amounts to is when someone is really you're accomplished in so many things that you forget what your all your certifications are.
And what do you have right now? Right? And what am I doing right now? Oh no, I'm not doing that anymore. Oh yeah, I'm doing that now.
Yeah. When I started to dig in, it's because we've known each other for about a year. We met last year at the huge convention at the huge mastermind visitors day.
Yeah.
And we only have a few minutes to start getting to know each other, and then we've seen each other every quarter since then. But I didn't realize that you were DISC certified, and then you have all this type of psychological training that helps you run a better business and helps you deal with people and help people. But what I want to do is dig in. And, let's start with a super lightweight question. I know you read a ton. You read 2, 3, 4, 5 books a week. Just depends on what you're reading. What's one of the most recent books you've read, and what's something that really popped and stood out?
So let's see, which book am I reading right now in Book Talk? It was a simple little tiny book and super relevant. Let me pull it up and get the exact name for you. It was kind of a crazy, just a tiny little book, and it had a ton of takeaways in it. Everybody, when we were looking at it, we're like, this book is going to be dumb. Oh, what the heck? All right. It's How to Win Customers and Keep Them for Life. Michael
Yeah.
LeBook, a tiny little book. We started out with the abridged version, which we didn't know. And it was like an hour and 10 minutes in in listening time. I listened to all of my books. I
Okay.
try to read them. And boy, this book was very relevant. It had a lot of cool little fun things that you can implement that will make kind of big impacts. I'm trying to think of one off the top of my head. Oh gosh, I can't. Oh yeah, one of them is, so who is implementing this? Doesn't matter. One of them was, you always get all of your feedback from your customers, right? You send out your scorecards,
Mhm.
and everybody tracks all the bad stuff. How many people track the good stuff?
Interesting.
What are
Yeah.
you doing really well, and double down on that stuff, right? Take that stuff and put that more into motion. I was like, yes. Why haven't we been doing that? That is so basic and obvious.
Yeah. But okay, so is that in that? That's really cool. Do you see people? I mean, I don't see many people doing that. Usually it's like, okay, here's the negative feedback. These are things we need to fix. So we put all our energy on fixing stuff rather than we recognize like in our company, the things that are done well and we give kudos.
Yeah.
But I don't think we double down on it. We don't go, let's do more of that greatness.
Yeah. And you track it and you find out who's doing the great stuff. When is it happening? How is it happening? Do you have any systems around making more of that happen? No, most people don't. And I know none of us did on in book talk. We're like, why aren't we doing this? This is so easy. And just, how quickly to implement that.
Interesting. Oh, I like that. All right. We'll probably come back around to that because I got some other questions for you about your coaching program. Okay. And it will come all the way back around. But I wanted to ask you this. First, I got to say hi to Jason. Jason's been to the huge convention the last 3 years, met him first in Nashville, brought his son, and his son is gotten the entrepreneurial bug. You see, it says we're bringing the button boss.
Yeah.
His son won a contest. It was like the treasure hunt or something at the huge convention a year or two ago. And he won $500. I think it was $500, maybe it was $200, but maybe it's $500. And he saved that money and he bought an automated button making machine.
Yeah.
He didn't buy, a remote control car or a bunch of cheeseburgers or candy sack.
Yeah.
He got a button machine and now he's making these buttons like crazy. He calls himself the button boss. And
I love
Jason
that.
sent me the other day. It's like one that had the huge convention logo on it. He said, can we bring this to the convention? I'm like, oh, hell yeah.
Please.
You got to bring that. Please do. So
yeah.
That's cool. All right. So here's my question for you, Liz. You've been in business for a while, like 3 decades, and your teaching topic at the huge convention is you can't hustle your way to 5 million.
Mm-hmm.
And so, and I agree completely, but I want to know, how long were you when you started, how long were you in hustle mode? How far did that get you? And before you started growing into systems and business mode?
So should I tell you the truth or should I make myself sound really good?
Pull it back. Let's hear it.
So here's the deal. First, I want to say this one thing. You can hustle your way to 5 million. You absolutely can. As long as you have guts of steel and you do not mind chaos and you don't mind things collapsing and crashing and burning all the time. So you can. It's going to take you a long time. It's going to be really, really painful.
Sounds really appealing.
I know. Yeah. So, so I was in hustle mode for a good 9 years before I finally was like, you just got to stop. You got to stop this and get it together. Luckily, I think I shared this with you before, said that I spent a lot of my hustle time just jacking things up in somebody else's business. Sorry, Mr. Jin.
Yeah. It was the dry cleaner.
Yeah, exactly. Great guy and super tolerant, super great guy. But Yeah, but I did in my business as well, because I'm sure you know as well as I do, it's really easy to see what to do in other people's companies.
Yeah.
Hard to do that stuff. Hard to make yourself do the stuff. That's usually what I find with my coaching clients too.
Yeah. Yeah. What is that? The biblically, we talk about the moat in the beam.
Yeah.
Like if you got a splinter, yeah, don't try to get the splinter out of your buddy's eye when you've got a 2x4 shoved in yours.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, very true. I
Okay.
think we all do that though, don't we? We all can diagnose everyone else's problems, and we can tell you exactly what you should do, and we can't even take our own advice.
Yeah. Why is that?
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of reasons for that, and there are ways to be able to get yourself to do the things, but they're not. Those things are not easy. Uh, one of a quick way that I can tell you, a really quick way to do this is, and this seems like it would never work in a million years. Tell somebody that you trust what it is that you should be doing, and then tell them to feed it to you. Somebody that you trust, it's your idea, it's coming from them, that creates this nice 360 loop for you.
Yeah.
And it feels doable all of a sudden. It's like, oh, yeah, I had that idea too. I can do it. Even though you told them, and you clearly know that you told them to feed it to you, it still works. Isn't that crazy?
Wow. That's like a psyching yourself out, like
Yeah. It's like
a
a little
mental
hack.
hack in a real way.
Yeah. It's like a little hack for yourself.
Yeah. Oh, that's super interesting. Yeah, it's like the entire, well, this is going to be too broad, but I will say the whole consulting industry is based on I can see your problems better than I can see my own.
It's true. Very
And
true.
just run through it like that. Can you?
Okay.
I'm going to ask you about something, and while you're answering, I have to look away and address something really quick. So I'm not being rude by not looking. I am listening, but I have to handle something. I want to know about? I'm calling it what, how, and who. But it's the gap between knowing what to do and knowing how to do it, and that's something that you teach.
So a lot of times people focus so much on the how they're going to do it, that they forget to even look at what it is. This sounds backwards. Like, no, how would I be focusing in on the how of something if I don't even know what the what is? But a lot of times we know what we need to do. Here's an example. I need to change my payroll structure. Right now I'm paying hourly. It's not working. I need to switch to allowed hours, or let's say percentage. Everybody knows what percentage is. So I know what to do, but I don't know how to do it. And all of a sudden, not knowing how to do it makes me completely forget about what it is. It's like I just stop even looking at what needs to happen. I start looking at something else. So I'm not sure I'm answering your question in the way that you were anticipating.
Mm-hmm.
But that is what kind of happens for people, is they get so stuck in the how that the what just gets completely lost.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. I mean, I know that I do that. I'll get hung up on how to do something and trying to figure it out and I waste a lot of time if I know this needs to be done. And then, like I was telling you earlier, I use ChatGPT to figure out how to troubleshoot my camera so it would work with the computer.
Yeah.
And even then, I couldn't get there. I didn't get there. But what I tend to do is I'll do it. I'll try the how for a little while, and if I don't get it really quick, then I just shelve it.
Done. Yeah, it goes up there.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the what becomes inconsequential all of a sudden. Where really, if you can keep yourself focused on the what, you can get the how. If you can't figure out the how, somebody else can. ChatGPT can.
Mm-hmm.
So you just don't want to allow yourself to get sucked into the how, because the what will just disappear on you.
Yeah. And you've had tons of experience of building teams and supporting people. And so do you, I was looking for a copy of the book by Dan Sullivan, the Who Not How.
Oh, I love that book.
Yeah. And that has been so liberating for me, because I get stuck on the how. Yeah. And then, but when I just find somebody that already knows how to do it, and this is probably for most guys, it's really hard because we're like, do it yourself, blah, blah, blah. And you got to do all the things. And I grew up on a farm where you did everything yourself, and you got to be a man about it. But when I can just go, hey, do you know how to do this? And you go, yeah. I'm like, this is the result I need. Can you handle it? And they go, yeah. I'm like, life is so much easier.
Yeah, so liberating. And that you just perfectly illustrated what I was saying, the what and the how. When you're stuck in the how, the what, you can't. You're just like, "Oh, I'm so stuck in the how." You get somebody else to do it for you, and now you can stay focused on the what. What is it? What is the result that I need? What is the end result? And you got it. Awesome. Because somebody knows how to do it.
Yeah.
You don't have to.
Were you naturally good at delegating? Or did you like really have to learn to delegate? I mean, everybody has to learn, but
Well, I'll tell you, did I tell you my background with the my childhood? A little tiny piece of it?
I don't think so. We kind
Alright,
of started with some travel and then landing in the the laundry facility.
alright, alright. So, I was, put in an orphanage when I was 3 and a half, 4 years old, and I went through this system until my birth father and my then stepmother found me at I think I was actually, my aunt found me, and then my dad found me from there, and at about the age of 11, I
Wow.
was responsible for 7 children. I was the eldest of these 7 kids, and both of my parents worked full time, and they both have full-time jobs, and they both went to school as well. So they went to school at night, and they had full-time jobs. So I was responsible for getting 7 kids all to do what needed to be done, and it was kind of an abusive, not kind of, it was like hospitalization type abusive.
Abusive. Yeah.
Yeah, type, situation. So, if I didn't get these kids to do what they were supposed to do, it was gonna be bad for me. I was
You got it.
heavily motivated,
Yeah.
and so I learned really well how to figure and really quickly how to figure out what motivates a lot of different types of humans, and if you can motivate little kids and get little kids to want to do things that nobody wants to do, get little
Mhm.
kids to scrub toilets and clean floors, etcetera, you can get grown-ups to do it.
Yeah.
Kind of the same strategies actually, but so, yeah, that's actually where I learned. No, it didn't come naturally to me. I was heavily motivated to
Yeah.
do it.
Yeah. It was definitely a survival mechanism to
Yeah, yeah,
do that. That's cool. So when you take that into your businesses,
yeah.
and you have over the years, do you focus on motivating people by motivating them based on what's their desire, or do you incentivize the behavior you want? How do you, like at a core level, how do you motivate people to do something they don't want to do, but they need to do?
Alright, so first I'm gonna tell you before I even answer this, yeah, manipulation. Yeah,
Yeah.
Jason.
Uh,
Um, first I'm gonna say, before I say anything, everybody needs to read the book Drive by
Okay.
Daniel Pink. Have you read
Okay.
that yet,
I have
Sid?
not read any Daniel Pink.
Alright, so it's an amazing book, Daniel Pink, and the book explains in layman's terms what drives people. What what motivates them, what gets them going, and so first, use that. It's a primer for how to motivate people. Incentives only work in very select situations. Probably everybody on this call has been in a situation where they're like, "Oh, man, I've got this great incentive program. I'm gonna bonus these people all of this money. They're gonna love it. They're gonna be so excited, and they're gonna do the thing." Yeah, 10 days later, people are like, I don't care. It's 500 bucks. You keep saying that you can't your phone got turned off because you
Yeah.
can't pay for your phone. Yeah, no. So, the first thing to know is that only incentives only work in very limited amounts of area, but people are motivated by a few basic things, and we talk about them in terms of aim. They want if they have aim, then people will perform because it's in their best interest and it makes them happy. So AIM for us is AIMM, autonomy, importance, meaning. and measure. So if people have some autonomy, just that all by itself makes them feel more like they want to do the thing, because I do it my way, right? So especially in the work world, where it's a lot better now, but for the longest time, nobody had any autonomy. Here you go. Here's your checklist. Do it exactly this way, my way, or the highway type thing.
Yeah.
All right. And the second one is importance. People want to feel like they personally are important in whatever position they're in, whatever job that they're doing.
Okay. So that's a great point. I want to dig into it. We're getting some great comments though about you elevate other people, it elevates you. And this kind of is exactly where help others get what they want and you'll get what you want.
Yeah.
But with the, oh, dang it. I kind of spaced on the question I was going to ask by rambling on that point. I'm just going to ask you to keep going.
Sure. I did want to comment to Craig. Craig, not just window cleaning, right? Incentives just, they only work in very limited situations that I could spend hours talking about, but we're not going to. All right. So I in importance, maybe that will prompt you there instead. So
it does, and I've got it.
Yeah.
Okay. So you work with, whether it's janitorial or house cleaning, we work with window cleaning or power washing, and we have struggled to help our employees understand why what they're doing is important. What's the difference they're making in the world by cleaning a window? It's just a window. So how do you help translate that so that the person that's doing the work is like, there's a bigger meaning than just, I got to scrub this toilet? Because
all right, well, I'm gonna answer that in a second, because you just said the word meaning, and in AIM, that you're talking about is about meaning, not importance.
Okay.
Importance is about me feeling like I'm important. Personally, who I am as a human being is important to this organization, not because of what I do, but because of who I am. I am a person that is valued and important here, and people recognize the things about me that make me important to the organization, me important. So I usually tell people like this: it's one person. It looks like an I. I'm important. How am I important to your I? To your one person? How is this one person important to one other person? So I don't have to be important to the entire organization initially. I have to be important to one person. Someone has to see my value. Someone has to see, yes, Jason, see the person. Someone has to see my worth. Someone has to see me for who I am. Right? So that's important. Then we hit on meaning, right? Meaning is that what you said. How is it more than just cleaning a window? How is it more than just cleaning a toilet? What bigger message is that? What bigger thing are you doing out there in the world? How are you making an impact on other people as well? Yes, you're amazing. Yes, you get to do it your own way. Now tell us how you're going to do it. What's the impact that you're going to make? People love to make an impact. This is little known, but as soon as I say it, you'll be able to see it, especially in other people, is we especially like to be acknowledged for that. We like people to see us doing this thing. We have to identify a weakness. Oh, I didn't get to see it. And understand the strength. Oh my gosh. Yes. And we need to focus more on the strength than the weakness, right?
Yeah.
So many times we get that backwards. We focus on what people are doing wrong.
Exactly. Because it's so easy to know. Like when we have, cleanup day, everybody's got their cleaning duties, but our workshop or our space is pretty big. And we go like at the end of the week, you got to do, here's the checklist. Here's the things that have to be done. And this is why it's important. We have a core behavior of leave it better for the next guy and take pride in your work. So that's the reason to sweep all the way into the corners. Or do the thing, when I walk in on the weekend, everybody's gone. What sticks out to me? The thing that wasn't done. It's the dirty dish in the sink more than, they could do everything perfect.
Yeah.
And leave a to-go container of tacos on the table, and that's what I'm going to see and burn into my head. And so that's kind of human nature, but how do we make sure that we see the greatness, the good that people are doing, so that we can call them out on that? Like, we try to catch people in the act of doing something right.
Yeah.
It's hard. It's against my normal nature, I guess.
Well, not only yours, that's actually instinctual as well. So that's not a problem either. You don't want to kill that off. That's safety, right? You have to be able to recognize problems, anomalies. That's what our brains look for. We all have the experience of driving down the road. We're driving home from work or wherever, and we get all the way home. Yeah, I don't remember one stop sign. I don't remember one stoplight. And you might even have your kids in the car, your most precious cargo, and still you're not even paying attention, and you're in this deadly machine, not even paying attention.
Yeah.
Because that's how we're kind of wired. If we know the thing, we have a hard time focusing in on it because we're focused in on the thing that goes wrong. Same scenario. You're driving down the road, not paying attention, thinking about what you're going to do when you get home. I'm going to go work out, blah, blah, blah. And a ball comes in the road. You see that ball, your brakes go down, you have goose flesh, you're paying attention for the rest of that trip. Tomorrow, no, you're not paying attention again.
Yeah.
But today you are, right?
Yeah.
So the big thing there is that you have to recognize that you are not paying attention to every single thing. And it's human nature to recognize what's wrong. Great. That's your prompt to look for what's right. As soon as you recognize what's wrong, oh, okay, so what's right?
Yeah.
And if you can come up with 6 things that are right for everything that's wrong, that wrong becomes a not wrong, especially if, Roxanne, you're going to love this reminder here, especially if you can position that in the future. Because in the past, it was wrong. But in the future, it's just an opportunity.
Wow. That's
right?
a great shift. Oh my gosh.
Huge shift.
Yeah.
So if you want to get people to be able to see yourself, to be able to see what's going right, look to the future. And every time you find the thing, recognize, oh, I'm good. And now what are my 6 good things that I'm also seeing? And I'm going to position them in the future as well. So it's very powerful.
Yeah. Yeah. That's potent. So have you read, I'm confident you have, are familiar with or read The Dream Manager?
Yeah.
Again, brilliant little book. I felt like such a dork. It sat on my bookshelf for 2 years. Didn't read it. I was like, yeah, I'll read that. And then one day I was flying, like a 2-hour flight. So I'm like, I'll take that with me.
Easy.
I read it in an hour and a half, and I'm like, this is groundbreaking.
Yeah. We have a program that we created around the Dream Manager. We call it Reach for the Stars. Same program, but you can implement it in your company, and it's pretty easy because again, the how. People struggle with such a big thing to do. How am I going to do all this thing? So many times somebody else knows how to do it. Get it from them, right? Do it that way.
Yeah.
I do like that. Setting up 5 years from now, yesterday.
Yeah.
That's pretty nice for a title, isn't it?
I like that. That plays into what was the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago.
Yeah, 20 years ago.
But what's the second best time to plant a tree?
Today.
19 years ago.
Oh,
I'm like, come on. And now we'll get to today.
That's good. Okay, 18 years ago, 17 years ago.
Yeah.
I still go with today. Right? Best time.
Yeah, is right now. That's the only time you can
Let's just do that thing.
Manage. And I apologize once. Okay, I'll tell you a story in 30 seconds of silence. Okay. Okay, forgive me for that little distraction. So at exactly this moment, I'm working with. I have a 21-year-old son in LA, and he's got an apartment. What's that?
The singer.
Yeah, the singer, and he had an issue with his car, and it had to go to the shop. And it's very challenging to manage something like that from 1,000 miles away. And right now, the guy is at his place to deliver his keys, and they're trying to connect, but everybody's connecting through me. And I'm trying to put out a fire at the same time this is happening.
Nice. Okay, well, while you're dealing with that, let me finish my point of aim. So I talked about meaning, and then last one, because we're going to be out of time here any second, the last one is measure. So this is another thing that people love, because we were talking about how to motivate people and get them to want to do the thing. Give them a measure. Give them a measurement to live up to. Tell them what great looks like, and tell them what terrible looks like, and tell them where they are on that. Make sure that they understand exactly where they are on that ladder, and they will naturally want to go higher on that ladder as long as you've added in the other parts of AIM. So you got all 4 in there. Sid, did you get a chance to tell them where to put the keys?
Yeah. You're got to have the keys to that vehicle. It's parked off site. So that was AIM. And summarize autonomy, importance, meaning, and measure.
Measure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good. So so you coach a lot of people. How do you coach people or help people to a lot of business owners are very visionary. They're always thinking out front. Whatever they said 5 minutes ago, that's so far in the past. I don't even know what it was. I'm going forward. How do you help people like that to step back or to engage with their team in a way where they can practice AIM, where they can help them feel important, so they can, because it takes the personal connection.
It does. Yeah.
And you can't just leave a note and go, hey, we're good. You don't say it once,
Yeah. So we have a lot of different strategies for each one of these. For AIMM, there's a lot of different strategies. Here's the list. Pick the ones you like. That's it. Do that. Automate them. Just automate the ones that you like. And now you're 90% of the way there. If you like people, good. You do the other 10%. If you don't like people and you like to just be busy and do the thing, hire somebody that likes people. You have to have someone that can manage people on your team, period. If you don't have a team in a home service-based business, you don't have a company very quickly. You must have a good team.
Yeah. All right. I'm going to ask you a different question. This wasn't one of the things I thought of earlier, but and this is a personal thing. So I found myself in a position this year in particular. Last year was pretty good, but there's a lot of turnover in our service businesses. There's a lot of turnover with a seasonal window cleaning business, because we drop 80, 90% in the winter for 3 months.
Wow.
Everybody gets laid off except for 1 or 2 people. And then we want them to come back in the spring. The last 2 years, we've had 100% return and retention.
Nice.
100%.
Nice.
And it's thrilling. And my team is functioning at such a high level right now that 2 things are going on. One, I'm like, okay, I'm waiting for something to go wrong because I'm watching for it. Not because I'm expecting it, but I need to be prepared for it.
Yeah.
But the other thing is, when there's no fires to put out, or they're trivial, where do I put my juice to help elevate and accelerate even more? Because I've honestly never been in that position where I don't have to, my energy is not focused on fixing stuff. We can go, let's push down the accelerator and let's make it better. But I find that to be completely new territory.
So was there a question there?
The question is, how do I handle getting better when it's all going great?
I think that's actually just such an amazing opportunity. And the biggest issue there that I've seen for people is that becomes this complacency kind of sets in if you're not careful.
Yeah.
And you can just start getting depressed almost. It's like everything's going so smooth. Now what? I'm not driven. I'm not, especially like you said, many entrepreneurs are, vision oriented, and they're looking for that next thing, and they're excited about a little bit of chaos, a little bit of something. They're fixing problems and making stuff move.
Yeah.
That's not there. Sometimes they can get, So first thing is protect against that. Understand that you don't want to get, I love solidify the foundation. We have a program called Foundations. I love that. So make sure that you are protecting against complacency. Understand that that's a hazard. That's not good. Who was talking about? I think Mike was talking about this, wasn't it? Mike Delkey was saying, he had a little time where he just got a little complacent and he lost all drive. It was just like, uh-oh, what happened?
Yeah.
So that's the first thing to do. The second thing is look at your numbers. I promise you that if you look at your core KPIs, you have at least one number that is not where it should be.
Mm-hmm.
Get your butt focused on that number. Start focusing in on that. Then you'll start noticing the next things. And you'll find out, oh, wow. All right. As soon as I start moving that number, that's impacting other numbers. Now, yeah, serial problem finders.
Yeah, exactly.
Entrepreneurs. Yeah. As soon as you get focused in on that one number, you start making that number change, other numbers are going to start getting jacked up. So hyper focus on one of your numbers, one of the numbers that's not there. When you're trying to scale your business too, just look at your net profit. You could eke out another 2%. Come on now.
Yeah.
I know you can.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. We have gone through it. I think we went through it on Visitors Day last year at the Mastermind, but we have a tool. It's called, I call it EDDM. It's Eliminate, Delegate, Do More.
Oh, yeah.
And it can be both physical, financial, whatever, but a lot of times we focus on financial, and we go through whether it's your peanut, I go through my credit card and bank statements and go, where are those recurring charges?
Yeah.
Do I still use that? Did I ever use it? I thought it was cool. I signed up. It's $19 a month, and I haven't used it in a year or two. And this January, I got serious about that. Everything was looking good. I trimmed $2,100 of monthly recurring charge.
Wow.
Come on.
That's nice.
Yeah.
You need to do that more often because I
know.
Every quarter. Let's do that. Yeah.
Yeah. Here it is, Craig. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And your model might be efficient for today, but if you want to be growing your business, guess what? You probably do not have the systems for that next big leap.
Yeah.
Right? You might be great right now. Again, that's where that complacency sets in. It's like everything's so smooth. And some people are like, I don't want to rock the boat because it's going so smooth.
Yeah. I think, honestly, that can be problematic. Not rocking the boat is rocking the boat in the sense that if you're doing 80 on the freeway and everyone's doing 80 and you put it in neutral or you just let off the gas, like now you're a problem.
Yeah. Big problem too.
It's not because you're doing anything terrible, but you are by not doing.
Yeah. Yeah. High five. I'm remembering that one. I'm absolutely using that. Yeah.
Man. All right. So we're kind of at time, but is there anything else you would like to share? Is like, I love the title again. I'm flipping back to it. You can't hustle your way to 5 million. I often say like, you can use hustle and grit to get to 1 million, but after that, you better have systems and people. But Craig's like tying it up very nicely for us, Craig. Thank you for being here.
Me too, Craig. Yeah. We all want to do that.
I got a big wheelbarrow full of cash I'm trying to land on.
Yeah. I'm picturing bigger than a wheelbarrow. Come on, Sid.
Oh, it's a big wheelbarrow.
It's like a big pile, like a pile of leaves or a haystack or something, right? Huge. Yeah. Big pile of cash.
Well, good. Well, what is there anything else you'd like to share with us with like you've got to you can't share everything in 3 minutes, but you have such a wealth of experience and wisdom. And that's why I'm delighted that you're going to be teaching a breakout session at the huge convention.
Me too. I'm so excited. Thanks, Craig. The one of the things that I'm going to do at the huge that I think is going to be awesome is I'm simplifying this whole idea because a lot of times when you're thinking about, oh my gosh, it's going to be a lot of work. I'm going to scale my business and I want to get there really fast and da, da, da. So I'm just going to give you 10 things. I'm going to give you at least 3 tools. Right now, I'm working on what this 4th tool might be. Who knows what I'll have by the time we get there, right? And ATC, once we get to, and then we'll have those tools so that you can, and a little bit of a roadmap on where you should start. Because yes, we all have to do all of these things, but sometimes the hardest part is knowing, what do I do first? What should I be doing? And my business isn't the same as your business.
Mm-hmm.
We shouldn't be working on the same thing. If I don't have any people problems in my business, I'm probably not working on culture. If you're churning and burning on people, you better work on culture,
Yeah.
right? So we're going to have a little bit of a roadmap to help you figure out where to start and how to
Okay.
move forward.
That's great. Well, I can't wait. I look forward to it. I look forward to seeing you at our mastermind
Me too.
on the 20th of August, which is 4 weeks from this very day. And then you're teaching, and I didn't look at the schedule. Do you know offhand if you're teaching on Thursday or Friday?
First day.
Thursday, first day.
Yeah,
Okay.
first day, 3:00.
Good. Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect. That's where folks need to be. Before we jump off, I just want to tell everybody, thank you very much for jumping in here. Patricia, Jason, and Craig, great to see you guys. Jason, I'll be on your show next Wednesday, so thank you. And Roxanne jumped in, and hold on,
Julie.
Gladys. Is Gladys still on here?
Oh, I didn't see Gladys.
Yeah, Gladys hopped in early, said she's waiting last minute to buy her ticket. But I was supposed to give away a ticket to the huge convention right now on the show, and I didn't set it up or anything. So Gladys, if you're still here, say hi in the comments. And I have a trivia question to help people win a ticket. So,
Oh, nice.
tell you what, if anyone doesn't have your ticket yet and you want to win one, like just put I need a ticket in the comments. Who's that? Because I have one to give away. If only one person needs a ticket, then you get it. If everybody needs a ticket, we're going to have an issue here. But okay, Patricia says, pick me. All right. I'm going to give one more shout out, see if Gladys got hers.
Oh, come on, Gladys.
Gladys, you in there? You're out there? You on here? And
TC, I told you that I could bring you as a guest.
I got you right here.
she's in my circles. Oh, she's talking about right here.
Okay. Okay. All right. Here's my trivia question. So this is the last year that we're going to have the huge convention in Nashville. We've been there. We might come back around like years in the future, but this will be the 4th consecutive year we've held it at this particular hotel. First person that writes the correct name of the hotel in the comments as it shows up on my feed gets a ticket. So all you have to do is tell me the name of the hotel that we're hosting the event, and you've got a $349 ticket to the huge convention. $349 ticket, not 349 tickets.
That's a different story.
Yeah, that's my last day working at the huge.
Oh.
Okay. Well, the first person to say it was Craig Hensel. Craig, do you need another ticket? If the answer is no, then it goes to Patricia.
They all got it, though.
Yeah, everybody's got it right. So the way I set up the rules weren't super duper clear, but it said the first person that gets it right gets the ticket. The first person to put it in correctly was Craig. So Craig, ticket's yours if you want it. And if you are, I know you already have yours, but you've got people on your team too. So I give it to Craig. And Craig, if you want to pass on it, I'll give it to Patricia. And I'm sorry, I don't mean to put pressure on you like that. But let's see. It says, if I'm correct, and first one, give it to Patricia. I knew you were going to say that, actually, Craig, because you're super gracious. And by the way, Craig is doing something really cool. He's put together the Rolling with the Window Cleaners window cleaning museum, and he's bringing it to the huge convention. So he's got a tremendous amount of like artifacts and history in the window cleaning industry, and he's bringing it's fascinating.
Oh, very cool.
And so we got him a space in the trade show floor to bring it and display it, and just kind of bask in the history and the coolness of an industry that we all love.
Yeah, very cool. I'm looking forward to that.
Good. And so, Patricia, here's what I need you to do to get your ticket. Please direct message the huge convention Facebook page. You're on it right now. Just send a DM and say, hey, I want a ticket with Sid, and I'll make sure you get taken care of. Sound good? There you go. So, well, I didn't put Man, the messages are coming in so quick I can't get to them. All right. Patricia says, thank you, Craig. All right. Thank you all for joining. But Liz, especially thank you. Thanks for
thank you.
taking your time. I feel like, and I've interviewed you once before, and it was so much fun. It's like I could interview Liz every week and it would be fresh. It would be deeper. It'd be more information and more like usable, targeted wisdom.
Hopefully.
Yeah. So I can't wait to see you in 4 weeks at Nashville, Upperland.
Yeah, me too. Can't wait to see everybody.
Cool. All right. Thanks again for your time. I'll talk to you real soon.
All right. Bye, y'all.
All right. Bye-bye.